Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday night edition. And here is our fifth down reporter.
Fifth down?
Fifth down. That's what he calls himself.
Does he have clothes on? Is it who I think it is?
I don't know. He's not even there. He's got an empty chair.
It looks like a George Strait song right now.
Okay. Well, this would be a good place. This would be a good place while we're waiting for him to make his appearance, clothes or no clothes, to run our pick-me-up commercial. All right. Hey, don't forget to go to cocainecoffee.com and use Villains15 to get your 15% off. 15%. That's good tasting coffee, folks. And it picks you right up. And what other coffee will give you that kind of jolt? Not Starbucks, not Pete's. Not Old Dutch or Dutch Boys.
Only the cocaine.
Not Duncan.
Only the cocaine, damn it.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm sure glad you're on tonight, Jason.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I should say my first fifth down show will be this Saturday. I'll be talking about the gambling. I'm going to make my picks, and then I'm going to talk about the games that are going on Saturday. So
what time will you be on? Will you be live?
Yes, it'll be live. It's going to be like the wife has 7 o'clock is tough. That's why I'm always late. The wife has her clients. She's got to get in her office. And so things are all moving around to get ready by 7 o'clock. But so she has clients Saturday morning and I talk too loud. So we have to be on opposite ends of the house. Like when she's, so
it's like normal married life. You know?
So, because obviously her job is way more important. She's speaking with clients, but she's helping them through their life. She's a therapist, if you guys didn't know.
I did not know that. I knew that you said that she uses the computer a lot to talk to her clients.
Yeah. We got 2 more patients for her right here. Right? I mean, good what we put up with here. It's
yeah.
You know, she's a therapy person and she hasn't been able to get Jason under control.
Yeah, I had an afro when I started.
I definitely made her an expert at what she does.
Oh my God.
But
okay,
my YouTube channel, it's creating everything now. It's Fit Down Sports. And then I have another one where I'm starting. This is Mike Leach Jr. This is a new team called the Iowa Los, named after the Los Hills over here.
Okay.
And I'll be playing a character where I'll be using Mike Leach's real play calling, real play scripts. And because the new college football allows you to actually design your own plays. So I'll be running Mike Leach's play or offense with his real terminology.
Okay.
So so that's called Fit Down Gaming. So I have 2 Fit Down things coming this weekend.
That's exciting. I know you've been wanting to build for this for a couple of years now, and here it is. Here it is. About ready to go live.
I hope you still grace us with your presence. Is that possible?
Of course.
On a regular basis?
I'm not the king of England, although
What's that got to do with it?
Although, off of getting off topic a little bit, did you see what they did over there for Dolly? They had
What'd they do?
Their little horn section
in front of what's that castle called?
Buckingham Palace.
Buckingham Palace. Thank you. In front of Buckingham Palace, they did 9 to 5 in instruments.
Yeah,
Cool.
there's a lot of that.
9 to 5.
Yeah, it was so cool. I'm not gonna lie.
That might be my Dolly Parton's favorite song, working 9 to 5. But she's got a new one on Christian radio. It's called something about Jesus. I love my Jesus or something like that. She sounds really good. It's a brand new song, and she sounds good for. Well, she sounded good for an 80-year-old woman.
Yeah. My favorite songs is the one that she says is her favorite song. Is The Coat of Many Colors. So
yes,
yeah.
That was.
Do you guys know that she wrote Jolene and another song in 15 minutes, sitting on her porch drinking a cup of coffee?
Do you know why?
Why?
Because they went to the bank and the bank teller was hitting on her husband.
Oh.
And so it made her mad. So that's why she went home right away and wrote Jolene in anger. Because the bank teller, she was afraid she was going to take what's his name? Dean? His last name's Dean.
Oh.
Something Dean. I don't remember what his name is now. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Her husband.
Yeah, her husband. Something Dean. Last name was Dean. I can't think of it. But anyway.
I write songs, and it's not unusual to write a song in 5 minutes. Because they're like a gift. They just come to you. You know? So
you would be a millionaire if you could sing.
I can sing. But
well, why aren't you?
You know why you know how you become a millionaire is you have a recording contract, Jason.
She have one.
What?
She was on. She didn't have.
It was easier back then. Like Elvis was a big star when he's 19. Now there isn't even recording contracts. They freaking you get is like Taylor Swift, the big star there is now, did it on YouTube or Apple something.
Yeah, that's how they build their. That's how they build their.
And there's so many talented people in the world.
Yeah,
it's like.
But you guys know that she had so much money. She said she wanted to make it work, and her agent thought that she wants to invest money, make more money. She goes, "No, I got plenty of money. I want to give it away."
Yeah, I'll tell you a quick story. Her song "I Will Always Love You" was a big hit for her. And Elvis wanted to record it, and couldn't come to agreement with him. But Whitney Houston did it in the movie, and Dolly made $12 million off that. I put it on my Facebook when Dolly died. I wrote a post about it. Yeah, by the way, Dolly donated the money to create the COVID vaccine. Well, but anyway, with that $12 million, she went and built a mall in a poor, downtrodden black neighborhood.
Well, she said,
and she called the mall the house that Whitney built. She didn't make nothing off that. That's the type of person Dolly was.
But that's what she said to everybody when they were making fun of her, saying Whitney made that song, and she's like, "Okay, I cashed the check."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what she said.
There you go.
But Dolly was one of the greatest philanthropists that we've known. You know,
she built. These things I learned today is she built Dollywood for people in her area who couldn't afford to go out and travel to Disney World or Disneyland, and she made it very affordable. And in her area, she offered every student who would graduate high school $500 cash just for graduating high school. And they said that school dropout went down from 36% in that area down to like 6% or something.
She also started a book program a long time ago that sent out books to young kids so they know how to read. And then Taylor Swift and Kelsey, when they got married, the Kelseys donated $2 million to Dolly for a wedding present that they gave away. Yeah. So,
cool.
Anyway.
Because her dad couldn't read. Like she did so many things because of the family she grew up with That's why that song that Kelvin mentioned was so.
Coat of Many Colors.
Yeah.
That movie was about her life.
The song is about her life too.
Yeah.
There's 12 kids in that house, and her mother had 15 siblings, and her dad had 10, and so she said there wasn't anything else to do in the mountains except reproduce. I love Dolly. She was so funny. What nothing else to do?
Let's make babies. Anyway, guys. All right. I think we should move on from Dolly. Rest in peace. I guess we might be the only Hawkeye podcast that opened up with Dolly stuff today.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't mind being different.
Yeah. There we go.
You want me to start with them 4 little news items, Dean?
Yeah, I want to read something Bob Hoffman wrote.
Okay.
I'm not sure I understand this. Phil Parker told Abdul Hodge to let him know when Vaname was in the game so he doesn't have a linebacker on him.
In practice, yeah.
In practice. In practice.
Yeah.
Why? They don't want to hurt him?
No, they don't know. They can't cover him with a linebacker.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was so much faster than he was last year. Last year, he had good speed and stuff. And this year, you got to realize this is like just his 3rd year. He walks on, and then last year he starts getting to play. And this year, he's a totally different guy. His speed is so much faster, and he's so much bigger. You see him on the Big Ten Network being interviewed, great big guns on him, great blocker now.
He's extremely flexible. I mean, that was the key, but they got him extremely flexible, and then everything else just falls into place. So he's God gifted. I just wish his family wasn't so greedy.
Now,
why would you say that?
It ain't got nothing to do with his family being greedy. It's like I talked to his dad. I said I love the Hawkeyes, but I said if your boy has a big season, this was at the end of last season. I said he shouldn't come back if he has a big year next year, because he could totally wreck a knee.
I mean,
and he's got to be a first round.
Ask Luke Shea.
I disagree with that, but that was my point. Was they've already said he's probably going to be a first round talent unless it's but he's going to go pro next year. They've already said he's going pro. They don't need the money. That family does not need the money. That's why I said greed.
Okay.
I think it's all about staying healthy and that football. We all love football, but boy, is it's just a pounding on them players. It really is. It's life rendering. Unless you're a quarterback or a kicker, it's life rendering. Anybody that plays football for 4 or 5 years at Iowa, they know it by the time they're out of there, because they've had multiple surgeries and concussions, and let alone getting beat up in the NFL for more years. But.
Okay. All right. So, Kelvin, why don't you go ahead? A little tidbit you wanted to go.
Okay, real quick. Basketball recruiting news. Caden Daughtry announced yesterday or something. He's now got 14 schools on his list.
Did you wait till you get it down to about 5?
He's going to visit Florida State this weekend, Iowa for the Iowa State game. And anyway, Iowa's still the favorite, but who knows? Football recruits, everybody that is committed to Iowa had a great first week, except for our quarterback, Santai Inez. He just didn't have a good game. I don't know if they played a real good team. I don't know what, but he had probably had more interceptions and touchdowns, and
they lost
minimal yardage. Which doesn't have any effect on his future. But then Tyler Barnes, I listened to him, and then Kirk reiterated it that it's a whole new ball game. He said, "Yeah, we got 13 people committed, but it's a business now." He said, "If during the season they can change their mind, and we can change our mind too." Which I've never heard Iowa say nothing like that before.
That's because they do it quietly. When some of those guys decide to decommit, sometimes it's because the coaches ask them to decommit. They just don't come out and tell you. They don't come out and tell you that's what they did, though.
And today, Trevor Lauk got a NIL deal with Casey's.
Well, he's not the only one.
There's two more.
No, there's two
more. Name them.
One's a guy from Oklahoma, and the other guy, what school was he from? I can't remember. I didn't know you guys would want me to know the other two guys. Who was the other two, Jason?
I can't remember their names.
I don't either. I don't remember either.
One was from Oklahoma. I knew that.
But I want to say something. Okay, Casey's in Oklahoma City metro area makes a better breakfast pizza than the Iowa ones do, because the Iowa people ruined the recipe. They changed it and ruined it. Breakfast pizza.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
I don't know.
The difference is, I think, partly is the cheese you use, the crust you use.
On a breakfast pizza is nacho cheese. What?
What? I can't hear you.
What?
Instead of pizza sauce, they use nacho cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Trevor Lauk has a contract with Casey's. Good for Trevor Lauk. Another guy will be bye-bye to the NFL. And then the last one was that Tony Batiti got a contract extension today for the Big Ten commissioner. I messaged Kakert. I said, Kirk is next. So
what did Kakert say to you on that?
No, he said Kirk doesn't want to be Big Ten commissioner. He was joking.
Oh, I thought you meant next he was raised.
No, I'm talking about Kirk getting an extension.
That's I knew that's what you meant.
If it falls into place the next 2 years, Kirk could get an extension.
Well, he's going to coach there as long as he wants.
Yeah,
I think he wants to keep coaching. He needs 19 more wins to tie Woody Hayes for the Big Ten conference record. And he
wait a minute. I thought he had that last year.
I've explained this on the podcast 20 times, Dean. This is only Big Ten conference wins, not overall.
Alrighty. Okay.
Not non-conference wins. And he's still behind Bo Schembechler by like 9. So if he'd win like 5 conference games a year, which would be probably the minimum that he would win every year, it'll take him 4 more years. And Kirk is pissed off about wins being taken away, and I think he's going to hang around and keep winning those 9.2.
I predict the NCAA is going to reverse and give them back.
I think so too. But anyway, that's my 4 news things.
All righty. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What I want to move on to is Jason said he wanted to talk about and explain his quarterback situation. And I know that people love to hear Jason explain quarterbacks.
Yeah, I get hundreds of comments. So we're at the 20 mark. So I wanted to remember the mark so I could tell people what mark that we start talking about it on.
Okay.
Now, the thing is, I absolutely love Jimmy Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was saying that I felt I wanted Brown to be the starting quarterback over Hecklinski, I was getting so much hate talking about, you said Jimmy. I'm like, that's not what's going to happen. Jimmy has no shot at being number 1 yet. And I don't
maybe
know,
number 2. He could be number 2 though, right?
I don't even think he could be number 2 because I think it's going to be Heck or Brown regardless.
Okay. It doesn't matter because Jimmy ain't coming back next year. He's going to Wisconsin.
That's what I said. That, so I'm going to say it now. I don't think I said it last week or whenever it was. Jimmy, I think, will end up going to Wisconsin because Jimmy's not going to beat out Bessinger. How do you pronounce that kid's name behind him?
Bessinger.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Jimmy's not going to beat him out. So Jimmy's going to have to transfer to get playing time because he's got a true freshman right on his butt regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, it'd be fun for me if we could get to the QB3 in a game. You know, sometimes we do, right, where we do see all three QBs.
Yeah.
It's great to see Jimmy in a game. I just don't think he will, unless there's an injury, which is very possible.
Yeah, sometimes we get to see the fifth string walk-on quarterback, Jason.
Who wasn't a quarterback at the beginning of the season?
Yes, he was.
Yes,
Shaggy was never played anything except quarterback.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That was
right. I was thinking about the guy they were working out to back up Shaggy.
Anyway, I interrupted Jason. Go ahead, Jason.
No, I mean it's fine, but the kid, such a rumor because there was another kid playing for a smaller school with the same name that played linebacker. That's where all that came from.
I think it came from Kyler Girardi was practicing as our third quarterback that week, who was a walk-on linebacker at Iowa, and I think the announcers got it switched around that they've had a fifth,
but they weren't
a walk-on linebacker practicing quarterback this week, and then they thought that was Stratton when he came in. But anyway, Kyler Girardi. But
Stratton was always a quarterback. Anyway, even for Colorado State, for Jay Norvell, matter of fact. But no, I would love to see Jimmy. My point is, I think what the coaches are going to do when I send messages to people, when they ask me questions, I talk because Jimmy looks good right now. He gets 10 to 15% of the snaps, and he's looking really good. But he's not going against the ones, right? He's not going against the twos, really. So I'm just saying I like Jimmy's future. It would have been cool to see him, but the guy behind him is going to pass him. Even though he doesn't have much legs, but they seem to love what he can do. So, because Jimmy can do both. In my opinion, Jimmy could do both, run and throw. You're up, Kelvin.
Okay. I just wanted to say that Stratton wasn't with Norvell. But Norvell told him to get lost when he got the job. So.
No. Stratton was with Norvell. I watched Stratton start for Norvell before he transferred. Norvell was.
I'll take your word for it.
I'll show you after.
Okay.
Jackson Stratton. I remember when he played.
I think Norvell's first year at Colorado State was when Stratton was our fifth string quarterback.
No, he was there a few years. That was only 2 years ago that you're talking.
I think his first year at Colorado State was the same year that Deion Thomas or what his name was. His first year at Colorado. I think they both were first year coaches.
Norvell was only there 2 years, I think. It was at Nevada before that.
Yeah, he
but
was
anyway, doesn't matter.
For 3 or 4 years at Colorado State. But anyway, now we got all off track. But my point is,
what year was Jay Norvell at Colorado State?
My point is to everybody is that I love Jimmy Sullivan. I would love to see him play in some blowout. But I don't believe that's what the coaches will do, which is what we talk about.
What years was Jay Norvell coaching at Colorado State?
I said my piece. Don't send me hate saying
22 through 25.
Yeah, 3 years.
Yep, 3 years. Well, 2.5 because he got fired mid-season.
That'd be 4 years. 22, 23, 24, 25.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah, he got fired halfway through the 25 season.
So 3.5 years. But I know Jackson Stratton was his quarterback as a true freshman.
I stand corrected.
He ran the air raid offense as a true freshman. Yeah, it didn't look good. It wasn't good. But anyway.
Yeah,
This is why Jason remembers this, because Jason is a big fan of the air raid offense.
Yeah, I like Jimmy Sullivan, and the coaches at Iowa love Jimmy Sullivan.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that he's had two quarterbacks in front of him, and from what I hear and what Pat Anger and everybody says, the quarterbacks are all doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, I disagree. I personally think that we don't have a really good quarterback, and that's why we're having trouble. And this is why one day they could look like a superstar, and the next day they look like they don't belong in a Big Ten game.
I don't think they ever not look like they belong in a Big Ten game. I just think there's days where Iowa's defense is Iowa's defense.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason that no quarterback has ever looked good in a spring game or a Kids Day game. It's called Phil Parker.
Yeah.
And I think Phil Parker was, the truth of the matter is that there was some guys missing on the Iowa defense at Kids Day, obviously. And I don't think Phil Parker took that very kindly, and I think he tightened the screws on the Iowa offense ever since. So I don't expect the quarterbacks to throw 5 touchdowns at practice. So
I don't expect him to do it any game this year, to be honest. The more I hear, though, what they really want to do, the more my bold pick of Kamari and Phillips both having 1,000 yards, I really like.
I just think
that could happen. When was the last time that happened? That two running backs had 1,000 yards.
I wish Phillips was our bell cow.
Oh,
Phillips is the guy that could beat Michigan by himself.
He's good. I mean, he's big. He's strong.
Where'd Dean go?
He's thick.
He's right here.
Oh,
he's extremely thick and put together. Phillips could get 20, 25 carries a game and not, blink an eye.
Yeah.
But Moulton's a good back too. I mean, I love both of them. I could see Phillips taking over RB1 by the end of the year, getting the most carries, I guess is what I mean. Mm-hmm. But
you think he's that good?
I just like his size. He's not as top speed, but Moulton's not top speed either. If Moulton didn't get caught from behind, he'd have so many more yards. That dude gets caught from behind so many times.
Yeah, he probably would have had a few KJ type runs for end zones.
Yeah, he would. Sometimes he had the blocking that KJ had, but he would always get the shoestring tackle. He'd always be like, one step away. Where KJ wasn't one step away.
Yeah. Speaking of KJ, does he hang with the Steelers? I hear it's still being rough on him.
They gave him a shot last game. They gave him the ball, 13 carries.
And what happened?
He doesn't do what he did at Iowa.
He doesn't have the blocking that he had at Iowa.
No, that's not what I mean. He had the block on some plays. What I mean when I say that is he gets as many yards as the blocking gives him.
Okay.
The first guy always tackles him. That rarely happened at Iowa. It is so weird to see him run like that. There was so many times where I was like, oh, here we go, KJ. He had a great outside run. He cut it outside. All he had to do was beat one guy to the edge, and he would have been running down the sidelines, and he couldn't even do it. And the dude is probably going to be bagging groceries in a week. So,
I hope not.
No, I don't. KJ, I meant the dude that tackled KJ.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It wasn't a starter, nobody that you're like, okay, well, that makes sense why he couldn't break that tackle. It was just some small DB that came up and got him. He's just not running the same.
KJ was never a guy that moves a pile. If there was a pile, he wasn't going no place. He was never a guy that could pass block. And that don't cut it in the NFL. if you got Aaron Rodgers in there as quarterback, or if you got Shadur Sanders, you better pick up the blitzing linebacker and block him, or you're not for long.
Right.
And in the NFL, you gotta get them extra little yards.
And see, and all that is true. We talked about it. That's why he had such an awful sophomore season, because exact reason he didn't have the hole, and he wasn't. They started running Patterson more than KJ.
And when his freshman year, they kept jerking him out of games because he wouldn't run the play right, or he'd run out of bounds.
But he could always make players miss. He could always stiff arm him. He was always bigger.
Yeah.
He's the type of guy that once he hit the secondary, he was gone.
Yeah. So if he'd have come back to Iowa last year and had better season, would he be playing better in the NFL as a rookie right now?
I think he is who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would have made Iowa that much better. We don't lose to Iowa State last year, because the injury.
And we might not lose to Indiana and Oregon State and USC.
We really might not have. He would have made Iowa that much better, but I think he is who he is in the NFL, kind of like Kelvin just said. He still doesn't pass block. He still move a pile, but now he even lets one guy take him down.
Yeah, we even talked about that while he was at Iowa.
Yeah.
Could you imagine having that speed on the edge and having Gronowski fake it to him and then Gronowski run? I mean, it would have been ridiculous.
Yeah.
But guys, does it kill you that how close we came to be 12-0 and probably in a good position for the playoff? Well, we would have been in a good position for the playoff.
I mean, it's just another year that just happens at Iowa. 2004, if Freddie Russell comes back, Freddie gets the all-time Iowa record in rushing. Iowa's rushing attack goes right there with the passing attack in 2004.
Did Russell leave early?
Yeah.
I did not remember that.
Yeah, it's like me and Dean were talking before, because you will never come on early and visit with us before the show starts, the big star that you think you are, But anyway, we'll see how our views are tonight. We judge it. We judge our views as to how good our show was. And our last show.
We currently have 6 viewers.
Yeah, you always say that, and then when we click off the show, it says 97 lately.
I'm just going by what it says on my screen.
Yeah, our last show kind of sucked, so our viewers were way down. But hopefully you bring it back up, Jason.
He's blaming me. That's why he wants you and Paul on there. He's blaming me.
We went way off the track. We went way off the tracks for the last half hour or 40 minutes. It was like we didn't even talk about Hawkeye sports, and the viewers just gone. What was I gonna say? Me and Dean were talking about it before he came on. Dean was complaining about Kirk, that we haven't went to the playoffs, and I go, well, the playoffs has only been expanded for 2 years, Dean. I said, Dean goes, yeah, if Banks wouldn't have fumbled against Iowa State, we'd have been in a national championship game. There goes Jason. Is Jason on?
Yeah, he is. He's being covered up by some words down below.
Oh, and
I said to
Dean, if Stanzi wouldn't have broke his ankle, we could have went to the national championship that year. We were 9-0. He breaks his ankle or whatever he did to his ankle against Northwestern, and then with a backup quarterback, we took Ohio State to overtime. We could have been unbeaten that year.
Yeah. But here's that thing that you took a picture off the TV on Big Ten Day about the most consecutive seasons with a winning season, or was it 8+ wins?
It was always 8+ wins, but they throw in the COVID year where we were 62, so they changed it to 60%. So we're one of the top 4 teams in the nation.
So this is what brought it up. Okay, Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State have all been to the playoffs, and all have won a national title. Then 4th place is the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, we did it.
There we are.
And we did it.
We haven't been to a playoff, nor have we won a national championship.
Yeah,
nor have we won a Big Ten title in many years.
Yeah, and see, Dean's Mr. Negative.
Yeah.
And anyway, he hates Kirk. It's obvious. And anyway,
not obvious.
And Kirk did all this without any money.
Right.
You know, you can't explain that. You know, Nick Saban paid players under the table. Yeah, the SEC pays players under the table. You know,
but to get back on my train where I was going is the same for 2009. You brought up Stanzi. I was at that damn game. That sucked.
Yep.
But the whole crowd cheered when Stanzi went down because he was Mr. Pick Six. So Iowa fans didn't like him. They thought Vandenberg was going to be better, but that's a whole nother story. So there was a stadium full of Deans, negative Nellies. No,
well,
just
that's Iowa fans for you. You know, stupidity reigns.
right.
It's like Jesus, God. It's like Kirk was so funny on the Vandenberg podcast. He was on for an hour. He'd never done a podcast in his life before, but he did it for his ex-player, you know, Vandenberg. And anyway, he was on there and he says, I was laughing with Dallas Clark the other day. He said, Dallas, why couldn't you been successful in life? And Dallas goes, well, I think I was pretty successful. And he said, no. He said, I need a billionaire. He said, you just got a few million. I needed you to be a billionaire. Like that. And Kirk was making a point, you know, these other teams have a billionaire.
Like
how come Dallas Clark and Brandon Scherf and you know, how come his wife married and become a billionaire? You know, could have been a lot easier. I thought that was so funny.
By the way,
if all those Hawkeye players that went to the NFL and they make these big contracts, if they just donated $1 million out of that money to Iowa, think of what we could be doing. We could be on the same playing field with Ohio State.
Yeah. Well, these guys play in the NFL. Let's say they end up, they after taxes, they ended up with $30 million. They come home, and what's most of them do? Dallas Clark, Brandon Surf, Yonda. They buy farmland. Well, there goes $15 million. You think they're gonna, and they have $10 million left? Do you think their wives are going to let them donate 10% of what's left to the football program? Are you crazy?
Vandenberg is one of the most beautiful creatures on the planet.
You have to be a really lush if you blow through $10 million in your life.
Well, I know that, but you want to keep if you put all that money in farmland right now, farmland ain't making you nothing. You know, the return on investment on farmland is like 3%.
What about, I mean, what about your family too? Passing down. You think about that's generational money for people who never had it before.
Hey, Dean, let's say you got $10,000 in cash.
Okay.
And they go,
I'm willing to go with you on this one. Let's go.
You'll send, we want you to send 1/10 of it and just give it to Kirk. What's your wife going to say?
It's only $1,000.
I know that, but
out of 10, you only have 10.
Yeah, you only have 10,000 in retirement.
Okay. All right. But $10,000 doesn't go anywhere near as much as $10 million does.
And then Dean always brings up.
Can we agree on that?
He always brings up
$10,000. You could blow through that in a year trying to your cost of living.
Yeah, you could. You know, it's like he always bring up Ashton Kutcher like he's a billionaire.
He is.
No,
he's no billionaire.
He's not a billionaire.
No.
I guess to go to my final point on where I was going.
Okay, go to it. Yeah.
2009, Sean Green. 2008, Sean Green left a year early too.
Yes, he did.
2009, when we were 9-0, we had two true freshmen running backs,
Robinson and Uyghur.
I mean, all these years where we were extremely good. The year before that, we had a stud running back that left early.
Yeah. Wait a minute, but did Uyghur also not finish the season, right?
He finished the season. He was tremendous.
It was the next season he didn't finish.
Because
and then Robinson got kicked off at the end of that season.
Both of them were asked to leave. So
because
Uyghur was asked to leave.
Yeah.
And Bobby.
All he did was get somebody pregnant and wanted to move home.
No, he had a lot more than that. But and then I lost a lot of respect.
Tell us what he does.
I ain't saying all that crap about a kid. Anyway,
let's just
I lost a lot of respect for Bobby Stoops because he took him.
Let's let's just say he turned into a Catholic kid. You know, he was sheltered at a Catholic school in high school at Sioux City, Healing, and then he got free and he became free.
I'm going to tell you a little secret. I went to a Catholic high school, and we did not act sheltered. I think we had a reputation that outdid some of the local public schools.
I remember when I was going with a Catholic girl, I told, I'm funny. I said to her, God damn, thank God you're Catholic. And she goes, why? And I go, Catholic girls are easy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's the reason.
Yeah.
No, Wager he got free. You could tell his parents probably didn't let him out of the house very much. Because once he got free, he went to Iowa City and he had nothing around. I mean, he just acted a fool. Like he did a lot of things. But Robinson got in trouble for weed, and his mom is actually best known for telling Kirk that the next man up thing is what's ruining all the kids. Is the next man up mentality is ruining all the kids. That's what Robinson's mom told Kirk.
I guess I would need some explanation on that. Why is it ruining the kids?
Because it kicks them off the team too quick? Or?
It just means that the kids are expected to act perfect, and if they screw up, then it's the next man up.
Yeah. Here's the thing is if Robinson got caught with weed today and he was on the team, he wouldn't get kicked off. It's perfectly legal as long as you're old enough.
Not in Iowa.
It's not Iowa?
Nope. Illinois as it is, but
not in Nebraska, not in Iowa.
Really?
Not in Florida.
It is here in California.
I think there's 24 states, I think. And most of the states where it's been legalized, they've been found that it's been very successful. People, when it's legal, they tend to go and smoke it in their own home and neighborhood instead of, driving around smoking it.
I got to tell you guys something. When I was 18, alcohol, beer were legal. Okay.
Yeah.
And for 4 years, I think it was legal. Anyway, so in our high school, we're all out there drinking our senior years because we're all of age, and nobody's doing dope or anything like that because we found our fix in that beer, and it was legal. Nobody could stop us.
That wasn't the way it was in my school. I'll tell you that. But oh my God,
that's not. I mean, in my opinion, they both. If one's legal, the other should be because I've been around both. I've been drunk and I've been around somebody high, and I never.
I think drunk. I think the weed should be the one legal.
Yeah, the weed calms everybody down. People that are drunk sometimes want to fight. Depends on your personality.
And impair their judgment. Bob Hoffman had put up a couple of things I just wanted to read real quick. I don't want him to know to forget that we do have him on here commenting. First comment, he said, I saw on Fox News that 1 in 4 NFL players could develop CTE, chronic traumatic. I can't even say the word. Anyway, injury. And then his other one is our first 4 games are now sellouts. Are you guys surprised that our outside of Iowa State that our non-conference games are actually sellout?
No, I think we sold out for 5 years. So
yeah, what's your question again? Like, what did you say?
Okay, our first 4 games are sellouts, right?
Yeah. Our home
3 of them are non-conference, and Iowa State I would expect to be a sellout. But UNI and University of Northern Illinois. Also, they're both UNI, by the way. Yeah. I would never thought that they would get sold out. Well, maybe UNI, Northern Iowa, because Iowa State fans would buy up the remaining tickets. Not Iowa State, I mean Northern Iowa fans would buy up the remaining tickets.
I thought I read today that only 4 games on our schedule aren't sold out now.
Yeah, this is an interesting topic to talk about, Dean, because I don't know where you're at. Like, do you understand how important Hawkeye football is to our fan base? What shocks you about like when I went to go get tickets to Ohio State and ISU.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get in there to get the seats I wanted, and they were selling like crazy. And I
well, that one you expect those games to sell out. Okay, those are the games I expect to sell out.
But if you don't get in those,
I'm not saying that the other games shouldn't be sold out, because Hawkeye fans are true and faithful. But usually, if there's any games that aren't sold out, it's like, oh God, and they complain about us playing Northern Illinois and Northern Iowa. We should be playing Alabama and Arizona State.
The truth of the matter is, the games that weren't sold out early was usually because students weren't at school yet, and they keep, I don't know how many thousand tickets are for students. They have to wait for the students to come back and speak for them. All the games are going to be sold out.
Yeah, I know that. Hey, but here's one cool thing about that is I really appreciate the way the students support the football team, because they do not support the basketball team, at least not yet. They will, because they don't go to the games unless they're bribed to with pizza and freebies.
My point, I guess my thing to you, Dean, is if you get those tickets to Ohio State, ISU, those are the only games you go to. So you hurry up and get tickets to those games.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. So I understand that you had to beat the rush to get to those tickets.
And that's why those other games are sold out, because if you didn't get those first tickets, then you have to resort to going to UNI or Northern Illinois, because you see this team play.
I heard somebody compare PJ Fleck record to Kirk Ferentz's like last week on here, which he doesn't compete at all with Kirk Ferentz. But by the way, Minnesota today put out a thing on the internet: buy 2 pizzas at this place and you get free tickets to the football game. Minnesota is not Iowa. You buy 2 pizzas, Jason, and you get a free ticket to a Minnesota football game. Oh my God! Talk about bad fans.
You haven't. Yeah, the price of your tickets are like the WNBA tickets.
I don't know. The pizza must be damn high then.
Yeah,
That must be $100 pizza.
No. So many WNBA tickets this season that are down. You can get them for like $12.
I know.
Yeah, guys, I will read the rest of the night your comments. I'm really struggling with the comments. I think it's my mouse. It's not the comments. My mouse is acting up, and I'm gonna have to get into it.
Mouse in the house.
Okay. Anyway,
what Larry Bird
I was corrected by Bino. Bino says Northern Illinois is NIU, and he is correct. I stand corrected.
Okay.
I wasn't going to be mean like that to you, Dean.
What's that?
I wasn't going to correct you. I was just going to let
you. Oh, you already knew I was wrong, huh?
Yeah. You said, "Hey," my brain went, but I didn't say that.
What's next on our list, Dean?
Guys, it would never. I would never be me if I didn't make some stupid comments or get some things wrong once in a while on here. That's why you guys are here. That's why you guys are here, and our listeners are here.
I think you do it on purpose.
Yeah. Who is the quarterback for Ohio State in the 80s that is really famous for talking college football now?
Kirk Herbstreit.
Kirk Herbstreit picked Minnesota to be in the top 4 of the Big Ten today on Bussums with the Boys.
He's because of the quarterback.
Yep.
Good luck with that.
What is? I think Vandy did something similar about the coaching is huge, and Minnesota doesn't have what that quarterback needs to get him to another level.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand, but that's going to be amazing. You guys
and Minnesota.
Well, I will say this about Minnesota. They're kind of like Iowa, that they're a run first game. And from what I understand is, I said kind of, Kelvin, kind of.
Well, they were last in the Big Ten in rushing the ball last year.
What I was going to say, you didn't give me a chance to finish.
They got the worst returning offensive line that Fleck has had.
Yeah.
You know,
No, would you
yet
give
they're
me a
going to be
chance to
fourth
finish
in the
it?
Big Ten.
Oh my
I was
gosh!
just
I never
shaking
get
my
a chance.
head. I was just shaking my head. I wasn't going to say anything, and then you called on
I'm
me.
gonna mute you here pretty soon.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you didn't give me a chance to say. I said, although the running game sucks lately,
Mhm.
and I think it's supposed to suck again this year. So you're putting an awful lot of pressure on a quarterback to be top 4 in the Big Ten.
A quarterback that's going to be running for his life all the time. So
Anyway, Cyhawk, and we know his real name, but unless he lets it out here, we won't
Corey.
tell everybody. What's that? Who
His
let it
name,
slip?
he told us it's Corey.
I know it, but I mean, I didn't think he wanted the public to know
He's
it.
a great guy.
PJ Fleck Booger ain't gonna finish 4th. No way.
And he's pajama boy. That's what PJ stands for. And unfortunately, the pig got to sleep with him one night. Oh my God!
Did
Poor
he not
pig.
feel guilty taking that pig home when he knew that they didn't earn that?
no,
He's never gonna. Kirk is never gonna lose to him again. Dancing around on the Tiger Hawk, celebrating. Susie's shaking hands, and takes Pig home and takes him to bed. What the fuck?
Was that the only game PJ's ever won against Kirk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. And the refs gave that game to him.
And remember 2019, they were number 8 in the country. Everybody thought Minnesota was
Unbeaten.
Yep.
Didn't we destroy him that year, or did we just barely beat him?
No, I think we dominated the first half, and then we do what Iowa did or does. We let them
cruise the second half.
We lost the second half, but we won the game, right?
Yeah.
We cruised the victory. They didn't do anything they did in the first half. I think they went up like 21-0 or something in the first half.
Yeah.
And then Iowa just went on cruise control, and Minnesota fought their way back. And
oh yeah, that's right. I remember now. It was getting kind of scary there for a while.
PJ was bragging at the Big Ten media thing. We went to 10 straight bowl games, you know, and I've won every one of them or something like that. 9-1, or he's won every one of them. And
you know why though, don't you?
I said, yeah, one of the bowl games you went to with a 5-7 record.
Mm-hmm.
Great. You've averaged 6.5 wins a season.
But they always get one of the last bowl spots. They always get one of the last bowl spots, which means you're playing like Detroit, Michigan or something. Detroit or something like that.
You're going to go play Louisiana Monroe or something.
Yeah.
Or Maryland Monroe. Or James Monroe.
You know, Iowa's always getting, because of where they finished and where the other teams have finished ahead of them going into the playoffs and you know what used to be the New Year's Six Bowl. So Iowa always gets like the tougher teams, you know, like.
Yeah.
And so that's why their record isn't nearly as good in bowl games, because they are playing some top-notch talent. You can't deny that.
Yeah, like they played Vanderbilt last year to prove a point, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And both teams had everybody coming back except Iowa didn't have Lee, if I remember right. Iowa didn't have Lee, and Vandy didn't have their tight end.
Their tight end.
Okay, alrighty. I want to say there are people on this show who says that if Vanderbilt had had their tight end, we wouldn't have won that game.
Who was that?
You.
What?
Did you say that, Kelvin?
No.
I'm sure of it.
No.
Somebody said it on this show.
It was probably your friend that should never be on this show. He embarrassed himself so much last year when you used to let him on. It was like, Jesus. And then our last show, Jason, he claimed that there's a lot of players that went to South Dakota State, North Dakota State that Iowa offered scholarships. There's never been a single player that we've offered a scholarship to.
I never said that.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the guy that I don't
I know
want to talk about.
Wait a minute. You haven't talked to him. You guys have each other blocked. So there's no way you know anything he said and what anything he
was
said.
on here our last podcast. I don't have him blocked anyplace.
Oh, you're talking about Terry.
Chris.
Oh, Vanderbilt. Vandy.
Yeah.
Vandy.
Come on.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Nicholas.
Oh, him? I haven't heard. No, I got, well, yeah, whoever he is.
Corey wants to know where the Vandy boy is.
Oh, Jesus, don't bring that up. That's why our viewership went way down last podcast.
I'm going to go back to what Kelvin said, though, Dean, real quick.
But I want to go what Bino says right here. Bino says he was an All-American tight end, but I don't think it would have mattered, and I agree.
He was a hybrid, and he's not a tight end in the NFL. He's like a big receiver. Go ahead, Jason.
I was just going to say what Vandy was talking about, because I have had this discussion. He's huge on the FCS transferring. Like, him and I debate. I think he struggles with talking about a team and players. There are FCS players like Gronk who can play at the Division I level. But the team, like James Madison last year in the playoffs, and the other small team in the playoffs or whatever.
Tulane or whoever it was. I don't know.
Those are teams, and he thinks those teams could just join the Big Ten and win games instead of understanding some of those players could go to the Big Ten.
But not the whole team. Not the whole team.
What he was talking about, Kelvin, is Iowa was offering those like Gronk. Not players out of high school, but like they offered Gronk a scholarship, obviously, because he
as a walk-on, according to Vandy.
No, he didn't get offered anywhere.
He was talking about coming out of high school, and he never got no walk-on offer even.
He didn't get a walk-on offer.
Because I was going to say he probably would have come to Iowa had he got a Division I offer.
Kronk said he came to Iowa's camp, and they didn't hardly even talk to him.
Yeah.
So anyway.
But
we got another comment or another subject?
Yeah. Cyhawk says, KF said today, we're going to get to that, what he said today. KF said today, prior to the Kids Day Hawk, that Brown was slightly ahead of Helinski. Now, reading the way Chad wrote it, it wasn't slightly, he was.
He said, he used the word slightly. He did. Kirk literally used the word slightly. This is why I hate Chad and all those. They just go for clicks. So he's trying to be like, yeah, Hank was all the way here, and then Kids Day, and now they're like, he said Hank was slightly ahead for that game.
Okay.
And all that game did was bring him back. So like they're just doing this. One of them's out ahead. Neither one of them. They're going to do what I said weeks ago. And I told everybody this, and like nobody hated me on this because so far I've been right, is that we're going to see both QBs going into the season.
Well, now he did say that by the time they got to their first game, he wanted a QB taking all the first team snaps.
Kirk said today that by Monday, this weekend, they will have a number one quarterback.
Yeah.
To get ready for the game.
But we will see them both because it's going to be a blowout.
We don't know who that's going to be, and
it's going to be Brown. It's going to be Brown. I predict.
But we're going to see.
I don't know.
But they're going to see. But like what he said, if one struggles, we're going to throw the other one in, and whoever plays the best in that game is going to start the next week. And that's go until one of them take the job. I think he's more comfortable with that situation now than he's ever been.
Yeah.
Even though he did bring up the Stanzi case today, he brought up the.
What did he say about Stanzi?
About how
4 or 5 games.
Like he wanted Jake Christensen because of his experience or whatever, right? He knew everything about the offense, and it took him a little bit to give Stanzi a chance. And then he decided that whoever played the best was going to play, and Stanzi took it and ran away with it, right? So I think that's what we see this year. I think it's going to be Hank after hearing him today, like you just said.
Yeah.
Because Hank doesn't turn the ball over as much, and that's it. That's Kirk's deal. Like even on the punt return, like his heart about stops when he talks about fumbling on punt returns. He's like, I had with Wet Jim back there, you just had to let him do his thing, but I didn't like how he would just catch it and go sometimes. He's like, the number one thing is just don't turn the ball over. Like that was what he was saying. Like so
that's
Wedgen didn't turn the ball over though, ever did he? Did he ever turn it over?
Anybody that touches the ball.
Wedgen only did it once, but that he never touched the ball against Nebraska. Kelvin will tell you about that. Kelvin was all over him after that.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah, see? Yeah. I remember Kelvin after that one.
Wedgen sometimes would, on a short punt, you're supposed to catch every ball in the air that you can.
Yeah.
Because anytime the ball hits the ground, it can bounce any direction and bounce off somebody. Get up there and get the ball, and that's job one on a punt returner. Do not receive the ball if it's inside the 10-yard line. And if it's a short punt, get up there, sprint up there and catch it if you can, But anyway.
No, that's what I mean. That's Kirk's normal. Like he said with Wedgen, he had to just close his eyes and go blank while Wedgen was doing his thing. Because caught that one punt. Was it inside the 5? Didn't he have like a 97-yard return?
95-yard punt return last year over his shoulder.
Over his shoulder. Kirk don't like that.
Well, nobody. LeVar didn't like it, But it's like I think Kirk mentioned that. Kirk mentioned that today because Wedgen had a bad preseason game last game. He fumbled on a punt, and it turned out not to be a. It didn't
count. It didn't count as a fumble.
Yeah, but the Pittsburgh coaches all over in the articles were not happy with Wedgen, But anyway,
Wedgen anyway. All right, let me read some more comments first. Okay. Wait a minute. Gosh darn it! They get too far behind. I can't go back and see the old comments. Okay. KF said that his first sign if someone wins the in-game edge will get the job. He says don't quote him on that. KF is comfortable with the defensive. KF is really comfortable with the defensive back. That consistency with the Big Ten Network reported. Okay, and then Rutgers was the over-the-shoulder catch. Right?
No, it was an over-the-shoulder catch. Was at home against one of them bad teams like Albany or
UMass. It was against UMass.
Okay.
Cyhawk said Rutgers. We'll see if he comes back with a correction.
That's wrong. He ran a kickoff return back for a touchdown against Rutgers. That over-the-shoulder catch was at Kinnick.
Yeah,
Rutgers was at Rutgers.
It was.
Nick Slick says it was Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And by the way, we've been on an hour. We're going to have to, if we're going to hit all our subjects, we're going to have to speed this up.
I kind of like this,
I know you like
where they're going.
You like an unorganized.
Do you? But
I kind of like letting the viewers kind of dictate the direction.
You love a shit show, even when our viewers hate it. So.
Well, they seem to be liking it tonight because they're directing our comments.
But
I do want to point out one thing though that
what?
When Big Ten Network asked Kirk about his new special teams coach, and he goes, "Do I need to remind you? I got a new kicker, a new punter, and new returners." He says, "We're all new back there. Everybody's new."
And the only guy that isn't new is the coach. I mean, Polizzi's been here forever, and the coaching hasn't changed. Coach, the offensive line coach still coaches the blockings on extra points and punts. The release of the players is still coached by Seth Wallace. The gunners are coached as far as getting down there and covering by Phil Parker, and the getting off the line of scrimmage is coached by the wide receiver coach.
Yeah. People seem to think that we'll be okay on special teams and defense, even though there are some question marks there. Okay. Bino says steer the ship, Jason.
Oh shit. We're in trouble now.
I'm with Kelvin on because that's how I am. Like everything's got to be organized type of person.
Okay.
But if you watch podcasts like Bussin' with the Boys, it's just like what we're doing now. They're sitting in a bus just talking crap.
Well, see, that's why I probably watched that show once. And then I'm serious. If I turn on a podcast, that's why I like the ANF podcast.
Yeah.
They aren't going to take freaking comments from people all night. It's like Corey Breda, who is not, it's a very disorganized. They'll talk 20 minutes like we did about Dolly Parton at the start, But Corey Breda, there'll be a million comments and he'll read like 5 of them.
Cyhawk says, Jason's in charge with a question mark. Okay, back to Minnesota, I assume. Oh my gosh. See, I just enjoy because I want to include those guys. I really do. I want to include those comments and stuff.
But the reason our viewerships went way up is because we have content that people will comment to you. We have content that they can't get no place else.
Yeah. Okay.
And you really can't.
All righty. Well, so the next thing on our list, and keeping with football, Kelvin, he actually put together our agenda, and I thought some of it was pretty good. Well, he wanted to talk about
somebody had to come up with one,
something about I can't use the wording right, but something about where we're concerned about the outside, the upside and downside of Iowa football this year.
As the upsides and downsides, whether it is of this team or the football program. I just threw it out there because we had no agenda for tonight other than Caitlin Clark and the new tournament that the women entered in. So that's why I just dreamed it up.
No, guess what? I'm going to be able to get back to my important duties of putting together an agenda and stuff now. My schedule is lighting it up quite a bit on both Sunday and Wednesday. I did not get home today, guys, until 4:00. That left me an hour to put this show together and get on the air.
And we should have an agenda 24 hours before or something. So, people can think about the subjects or whatever. But
let's get to what you were saying about the women's tournament. Is this why they're taking a break? Because this is something I don't know about.
No.
Well, who's taking a break?
That was the women's tournament we were talking about. Was the Iowa women announced their schedule. And they announced when the Iowa State, Northern Iowa games are. And then they broke the news that they're going to go to the Bahamas for freaking holidays tournament again, even though they lose $3 to $5 million a year. They won't let the men go to these holiday tournaments, but the women are going, and they'll take their 5, 6 men that practice with them. It's like, I don't like that. But anyway, they're going to play Toledo and Utah in the Bahamas.
Now, last time they went there, where what's her name got hurt, that sucks. But they played a top.
And then half the games you can't see them on TV.
Well, I can. I'll give you my password and stuff. We'll let you watch them if you want.
Wait a minute. I got the VC box now. You think I'll be able to get the Flow TV finally?
Oh, hell yes.
You should.
Okay. I'll have to double check that.
But anyway, that was the tournament that was mentioned in the agenda.
Okay.
All righty.
And the WNBA's a month break. I mean, if any of the people watching, if you guys
3 weeks for the FIBA, which is for FIBA, like Caitlin's going to be on the national team. She's going to be off practicing with Angel Reese, her buddy, and Paige Beckers and
her other buddy.
Oh, right. Not now? I thought that's
like, it's stupidity. The WNBA is ran so dumb.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's get the start with you, Jason. I want Okay, Kelvin, give me your upside to Iowa football.
Upsides and downsides?
Yeah.
They only have one downside to Iowa football, and that's
what is
the lack of a billionaire. I mean, it's like the BTN guys come there and they go, they said Iowa has the best coaching staff of anybody in the Big Ten. They have the great weight program. They develop players. They send, even though we don't get big recruits, we have like, what is it, the 5th most NFL players in the NFL? All those stats that you look at, that's
Guys,
the
I'm
only
going to mute
downside.
myself, and I'll be right back. You guys just carry on.
The only downside we have is, Jason is not a billionaire. I know if Jason was a billionaire, if me and you had a business and we were billionaires, right, Jason?
Right.
Kirk would have whatever he wanted.
And so would Iowa baseball, softball. I would yeah.
And Ben McCollum, are you kidding me?
Yeah. No,
Ben, if Ben and Kirk even have a roster that's similar to other teams, and Ben, we're going to win national championships. And people don't want to admit that.
Right. And I that's 100% accurate, because I would donate so much more if I had it, if it wasn't a risk to the family or whatever. Like a billionaire, I'd make sure Iowa baseball had everything they needed.
People don't know what the difference between a billionaire and somebody that has $50 million.
Right.
$50 million is your interest on your billion.
Yeah. Right.
It truly is 5%.
Right.
Am I right? I think.
But I absolutely love, well, I guess everybody who watches this probably knows I love Iowa softball. I mean, you guys like to diss the hardball sports, but I absolutely love them, which is why I enjoyed interviewing Iowa's softball coach on this channel. You're 100% right. I would make sure all the sports that I love, football, both basketball teams and then both hardball teams, would have whatever they wanted.
Yeah, I love all sports at Iowa. I mean, literally, when Dwayne Banks was the coach at Iowa back in the 80s, Cal Eldred pitching and all them, Mike that went and pitched for the Baltimore Orioles,
Danny Hughes was on the baseball team with.
Well, that was later. That was the 90s. When they were in the 80s, I listened to the Iowa baseball games on KCJJ.
Yeah.
I love watching it. Dana Hughes played in the 90s from Bayonne, New Jersey. He was on the,
God, why am I remembering late 80s? Was it early 90s, or am I way off?
Yeah, early 90s. He was on the 90 football team, went to Rose Bowl as a wide receiver. Bayonne, New Jersey. I freaking followed his recruiting, But there was, Dick Pace in the 70s, Lute Olson's guard. He was on the Iowa baseball team. Jim Sundberg was in the early 70s. Dwayne Banks went to the College World Series,
Since we're on, he did. Since we're on this subject of billionaires, this will tell you how interesting it will be with schools. Like Oklahoma State has their own billionaire, Boone Pickens. Are they going to get a coach that can use that money? Because their last coach, even though he was everything to that school, he didn't know how to recruit with NIL stuff. So there's other billionaires across the country that those schools still suck, like Oklahoma State.
And another thing about Kirk and Tyler Barnes, if they had a billionaire, and if his name was Brad Heinrichs, let's say, Heinrichs is a rich man, but he's not a billionaire. But let's say he was. The difference between Kirk and that coach and maybe the way Oklahoma State was run, the billionaire is not choosing who we're paying for.
Well, right. No, you're right.
That might have been what happened.
No, I think it is. That's what
Gundy was the coach, was he? Or
Mike Gundy.
He was winning all the time until he got a billionaire.
You know what's weird? What you said is so true.
I know it is. I wouldn't have said it if I didn't think it was true. Sorry, I was wrong about Colorado State Stratton. Oh my God, I was wrong. I'm not embarrassed. Gosh, you can be wrong, right?
Well, funny, like the year Oklahoma State was number 2 in the country, they go and lose to Iowa State. I always forget they were number 2 in the country, going to the national title with Mike Gundy. Then you give him a billionaire and he can't win.
Well, the billionaire is probably too controlling.
That's probably.
Alrighty. Okay, I'm gonna read some of these guys' comments along the way. Okay, Cyhawk says downside is quarterback and it's huge uncertainty. He also says Connor Colby will be starting for the 49ers, Kirk said today. Yay, we got 2 Iowans starting now. And George Kittle is no longer on the reserved injured list. So that sounds like he's gonna play.
They had to take him off of it or he couldn't have played all year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why Mason Richmond today was put on the injured reserve and Logan Lee's on it for the Steelers. They're guaranteed to be paid the whole year, but they cannot come back and be active if you're on the injured reserve.
Here, what?
Really? Oh, I did not know that.
And by the way, here's an upside for you if you think quarterback's a downside. Bessinger's the best quarterback potentially we've ever had. How's that for an upside?
There we go. Alrighty. You interrupted Jason, so Jason, say your piece.
I just want to say, because Kirk is just, there is something different about Kirk. I am not going to lie. He feels more calm. He's just more relaxed. Like
he is. He does seem like that, doesn't he?
And like today, when he was talking about Connor Colby, he said, I mean, I could have went to jail for child abuse with Connor Colby because we had him in there as a freshman. He was making these jokes.
Yeah, that's only about the 20th time that Kirk said that for the last 3 years. You know?
He keeps talking about on that O-line how all these guys had to be thrown into the fire because of injuries and people leaving the program.
Yeah.
You know, but that's why they were so good. Look at how many years experience that they had playing.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Moving on.
They'll be good
Bob
every
Hoffman
year from now on.
says with a young team, I hope we can continue the tradition of keeping penalties down. Again, Cyhawk repeats his thing with the quarterbacks. He says, downside is QB, linebacker. Upsides is DBs, wide receivers, running backs, O-line, and possibly D-line.
Linebacker?
I'm just reading, okay?
It's just awful that we've had Jack Campbell, Josie Jewell, and now Cam
He's
Buffington.
talking about this year.
He's talking about.
We got some guy named Cam Buffington. I'm breaking the news. You know, he's the only one that's better than him out of that group is Jack Campbell. Maybe he's way faster than Jack Campbell, but
what I was going to say is, I mean, Kelvin's on to something. It was funny because the linebackers they're saying they're going to be the best part of the defense. They're all fast and they're all big. So I think the DBs will be the best, but the coaches, Seth Wallace says the most talented bunch he's ever had. So
okay, alrighty.
It's whatever. People can say whatever they want.
Okay, we have a question. It's a comment with a question mark. Damon Hughes is radio commentator for KC Chiefs career with a question mark.
And he does Big Ten baseball too.
Yep.
Okay. Bino says there are no billionaire Iowa grads and only one billionaire in the state. You guys know who that is?
I thought there was 2.
Okay, I don't know who they are.
The only one I know is it Stein, the seed corn guy, or is it Albaugh, the guy? Both of them are Iowa State people. Albaugh invented Roundup herbicide.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Alrighty.
Both those guys were billionaires.
Okay.
I don't know.
Stein is.
If you develop Roundup, you're a billionaire.
I thought that.
Okay. Next year's quarterback moves to the upside. And then Cyhawk also mentions Cam Buffington. He loves him, but no experience.
I mean, you're not wrong with the experience part. But as far as talent, the coaches are saying that's like it could be the best talented part of the defense. Even though I love the DBs.
Mm-hmm.
We got 3 backup linebackers that are good. We got Weiskopf, Rees, and DeLong.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you got the talent, the even more talented guys layered behind them, Goucher and Cooney and Wivolda and the best one, Juju Manson.
Yeah. I'm anxious to see if Epineza can pick up where Big Brother left off.
Well, he's got a year to go yet if he does that, because remember, Big Brother didn't really play until his junior year. Didn't start.
I got a feeling that Epineza is going to start this year.
Yeah, he's going to Big Brother played on passing downs. I think he still led the team in sacks as a sophomore.
Yeah.
We could have two little brothers playing really good in Drew Campbell and Jose Epineza. Everybody that goes see practice, Anger mentioned today, Drew Campbell is a beast.
Yeah. How can you not be with a big brother like that? Because he probably had to be, because I'm sure Big Brother was a little hard on him.
I don't know.
Okay.
The youngest Ferentz was the only one that didn't play at Iowa. So.
Yeah. Cyhawk says Epineza will make some big plays on third down, and he's got it all caps.
the only reason some of these people, like the On3 national guys, came out with their bowl projections today, and they have Iowa playing in the Pinstripe Bowl. They are not playing in the Pinstripe Bowl. In the Pinstripe Bowl, you only go if you win 7 games.
That's Dean. Dean has Iowa 7.
Well, what? We ain't gonna mention Dean. He wants me to quit picking on him. You know, he's Mr. Negative. He knows he is, but he won't admit it. You know,
Guys,
Booth Myers no good, Barnett's no good, Braithwaite's no good, Kirk's no good.
Here we
God,
go.
Tim Lester was a terrible hire.
Okay,
we should have had Johns. We can keep going.
Bud Meyer.
But anyway, what I'm saying is the reason that all these national guys have Iowa, well, are they going to win 8 games? You know, are they going to win 8 games? Are they going to go to the Pinstripe Bowl? It's because Iowa has the least experience of any team in the country. And even, of returning snaps of college played, even Iowa State has more because their players played at other schools a lot, and it's true. Iowa, it isn't even close in the nation, and that's why they're not picking Iowa. I don't blame them, but they ought to have a little faith in the way we develop players. You ain't going to play at Iowa unless you're good.
Kirk did say.
Jason, can you see the comments?
No, I can't. You haven't brought him up, but Kirk did say a lot of times, like last year, we should have been ranked. Here, we probably shouldn't be ranked.
Last year we had a very experienced team. That's what he was saying, you know.
And then this year.
All right. The reason why I asked you if you could see the comments, Cyhawk says Jason has Minnesota winning the national championship.
Yeah, and hockey.
That's Kirk Herbstreit. Jack. Cyhawk. That's Kirk Herbstreit saying that, not me. I don't even have Minnesota. Where did I put Minnesota? Do you guys remember?
He's got this list. Dig it out, dude. Dig it out.
Well, it's in my phone, and I'm watching my phone.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now. Kelvin has it. He has
it. You have Minnesota tied for 10th with Illinois.
There.
Bielema is going to kill himself if he don't finish higher than Minnesota.
I think Illinois is going to be a dangerous team, guys.
I think he's going to be dangerous. He could eat PJ Fleck.
Yeah, that's true too. He lost all that.
The little lady gymnast in pajamas, PJ Fleck. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got our picks right in front of us here. I'm what you call organized, Dean. I know you've never heard of it, but anyway.
Well, I can't keep my stuff right in front of my computer and everything because I got a wife I share this house with, and she likes this house looking pristine.
Ditto. The wife.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Bussin' with the Boys had paid Kirk Herbstreit to say that about Minnesota to get to Iowa. to get at Iowa.
Bussin' with the Boys was the podcast that how am I having a brain fart? Kid who played quarterback for Vanderbilt last year.
Piava?
Avi.
Pava?
Was on
yeah.
the Boys when he said, all you got to do is score 7 points to beat Iowa. And they said, that's going to be the hardest 7 points you've ever scored. and we talked. So.
Well, they did have trouble scoring in the first half. I will admit that.
I don't want to interrupt anything, but the SEC sure put a stop to LSU bringing them NFL players in today.
Oh, yeah, Big Ten and the SEC.
Big Ten did 2 days ago, but the SEC finally put out exactly what their penalties were today, and it's your coach is suspended for half a season if he uses one of these players, and your school has to give up half of their TV rights. The conference ain't going to turn over 50% of the TV rights. Well, that's a lot of money. Of course, LSU's probably got so much money that they could.
What about forfeiting the games that these people play in?
I don't know. That was the two things that I seen. So
yeah, well, it's the same thing as the Big Ten.
I
honestly thought that all the conferences actually adopted this.
It's the same thing as Sorsby when we did our gambling thing, and I said, "Don't worry, he's not going to play." Oh, yes, he is. The court said they were. I go, no. I said, if the minute that the conferences say right at the last minute that if you do this, this is what's going to happen, it wasn't going to happen, and that's what happened. But,
that's because a lot of schools said they would rather forfeit the game than play him.
And then the conferences said you will not be a member of the conference as far as sharing and
love that.
All that stuff.
I absolutely hate the head coach for LSU. He makes his dad look so bad. I absolutely loved his dad. His dad created the Tampa 2, Monty. And I'm not even going to say his name, but his dad was Monty. He was the DC for Tampa Bay Bucks. They created the Tampa 2 with Tony Dungy.
Tony Dungy, wasn't he at Indianapolis?
He was
Tampa Bay first.
Bay first.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's a long time ago then, huh?
We got Pittsburgh before that, but
with Monty.
That must be the year Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl.
Tampa Bay won it with
the year after Dungy left.
But anyway, I absolutely hate the head coach for LSU. I don't even want to say his name because I love.
You don't have to because somebody just did.
Yeah, I love
we already know who it is.
Before his dad passed, his dad was such a great person. I loved him.
His dad's gone?
I believe so.
Okay.
I think he passed a few years ago.
Yeah, but that coach that you want to remain nameless, he gets around to a lot of different schools. Well, for a guy who has a high reputation, why doesn't he just stay at one school all of his
because
career?
He goes to the highest bidder.
Is that what it is?
The NFL. He was the head coach of your Raiders.
Not my Raiders. I don't like the Raiders. I'm a Niners. I'm a Niners and Kittle. And now Colby.
Kiffin coached in the NFL?
Yes.
Oh, I remember when he was at USC. I remember when he was at Tennessee for a moment.
For a moment, I like that. For a moment.
He was the head coach of the Raiders before he got ran out.
Okay.
Yeah. So, guys, did everybody get a chance to talk about their upside and downside?
No.
I don't think anybody but Kelvin did.
I just said what the downside is no billionaire.
Took that and ran with it, which is what we do. We go a half hour on no billionaire.
Yeah, I know it.
We need a billionaire.
We do. What's the upside, Kelvin? Kelvin, give us an upside.
The upside's everything at Iowa. The first starts at the top with the athletic director who just got a new contract because Michigan was nosing around. And the starts with the athletic director who obviously is doing great so far. And then it goes to Kirk Ferentz, and then it goes to that whole coaching staff and the weight program and the way the program's run, is a program of hard work and development. And if this big revenue share ever kicks in, Kirk will do even better because it'll be more of an even playing field. That's and I was going to go, other upsides is the future. You have Bessinger at quarterback, Juju Manson, who's like the next Chad Greenway. It's really bright. So you guys go ahead.
You have
Wait a minute, hang on for a sec. Cyhawk says, I can't believe that Saban still speaks well of Lane Kiffin, especially when Saban was about to kill him at one time. Okay, you can move on. I don't understand what was going on with that story. I'm guessing Kiffin burned Saban somehow.
Jason, hurry up and talk before he reads another goddamn comment. Go ahead.
Okay, here's another one.
Jesus.
My downside is, Kelvin kind of took what I would. Kelvin took it all, really. Because the downside really is no NIL. Hardly. That they still, but I honestly, if I could just take it to another level, the way Kirk talks, even if, maybe he'd go after a star QB if he had a ton of money. But I honestly think he loves going after FCS kids. Regardless, he talks so highly of them. I don't know if he'd want to bring some senior who was a star on another team looking for $5 million.
Yeah.
And then
they already said that they want to bring in the most experienced players for the cheapest money they can.
Well, right. That's because they don't have it. I'm talking about if they have a billionaire.
Okay.
Can I mention what the Ohio State kids mentioned on BTN?
Oh.
They had two of their captains talking, these offensive linemen and stuff. And they asked them about what's the upside and downside of bringing in these high-priced transfers. And the players said, these one-year high-priced transfers we bring in, they want to do what they did at their previous school, which is not how we do it at Ohio State.
Which is what that Brown kid had.
And Kirk wants to avoid that.
Yeah. Because
he wants guys he's going to have at least 2 or 3 years.
Right. And he brought in Brown, who thought he was the king, and Kirk showed him he's not the king.
We were lucky last year. Kirk was the top offensive lineman in the portal last year, was from Texas Tech or someplace. A big left tackle he had a last name, sounded like a foreign name, like an African name or something. Anna something. Anyway, he goes to Ohio State for over $1 million, and Kirk was right there bidding with him. He was, and we were so lucky. He never even started for Ohio State for over $1 million.
Well,
the guy's comment was why he didn't come to Iowa. Well, there wasn't any other black offensive lineman. Well, we don't have very many black people in Iowa, period. But anyway, guess what? We had the best left tackle in the Big Ten last year.
And he was black.
And he didn't cost us much.
Right.
He's costing us this year.
He's going to cost us this year, yeah. But
he is costing us this year. But
all right, I got one more. I got one more comment.
Hold on, real quick. Quinn,
go ahead.
But Quinn Ewers did the same thing, if you remember, Kelvin. He went to Ohio State for $2 million as a true freshman, reclassified, didn't play it down, obviously, and then transferred to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and he was cut the other day by Miami.
Yeah, just wait. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Nick Slick says, seeing how these scumbag coaches operate other program makes me grateful we still have Kirk Ferentz. Screw the NCAA for vacating those games. Yeah, well, I think every fan agrees with that one.
Yeah, I 100% agree. But my upside, to piggyback off of Kelvin, like I said, he's everything, is Lester. Because we already have the defensive side of the ball forever, right? But seeing what Lester's doing, granted, when he came, I wasn't happy because I wanted to throw the ball, right? I wanted to, and I knew Lester, he wants to do both, right? He's a 50-50 kind of guy. Even though last year we were 57, run, I believe, percentage.
Mm-hmm.
And but his development of the quarterbacks, you could really see. You saw that by the end of the season with Gronowski.
Yeah, I wish we could have had that with Gronowski from day one.
Well, if he wasn't hurt, we probably would have, right? If he would have had
Yeah.
all, and if Gronowski came back this year, this team would be amazing. But you saw like the last few games with Gronowski throwing the football, the development that he had with Lester all year. To me, the upside of keeping Lester. I don't remember if he got a contract extension. That's a Kelvin question. But I think Lester should.
He's on a 1-year rollover each year.
Yeah, so he needs to get a bump, and or if they do well this year without a quarterback. See, right now only Brian Ferentz can win without a quarterback. This year we might.
You mean Deacon Hill?
Hey, Dean.
Yeah.
One of them pictures I sent you actually shows Jason what the percentage of runs. We were up into 60% the last 2 years running the ball with Lester. The first year it was way lower. We threw is this Lester's third year?
Yes.
Yes.
Right, there's the stats. When we had Deacon Hill, we threw the ball more.
Yeah.
Because we had to.
61% of the time. Is that what I'm reading? We ran it?
61.5% last year. The year before was 63.5% when we had Caleb Johnson and a fifth string quarterback.
Right. So that makes sense. And maybe this year, if we do have a quarterback that we don't know of, it might go down a little bit more because we'll throw the ball more because we have receivers. But yeah, I thought it was like 57%. But yeah, that seems
that's the exact numbers there, and it also tells you that we had a Joe Moore offensive line the last 2 years.
Oh,
right?
Valid point. That's a very valid point.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't run the ball without an offensive line. So.
And we're hearing this year we might have another one in the running. So
we do.
Yeah.
So guys, let me say this. I was just noticing before I take this off that although we scored more points than the year before, last year, only by I can't tell if that's 28 or 29.
We scored a point and a half a game more.
Yeah. Okay. But everything else on the offense was down.
Last year?
We dropped in yards rushing. We dropped in percentage of pass plays, I think. Yeah, run plays, I mean. And then our TD production was down.
Yeah, we were only down 9 yards a game rushing, total, but there's another picture I sent where it rated the teams in the nation for red zone scoring. Do you have that picture?
Hang on for a second.
Where we were like fifth in the nation as far as having an efficient offense.
I was going to say that, Kelvin. I was going to bring that up because
Gronk sure helped there.
With Gronk, yes. I was okay. Read my damn brain.
Was this the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Red zone offense?
Yep. We fifth.
Yep.
Well, up there with Oklahoma. Was that UCLA? Who's the second one?
Yeah, UCLA,
Washington,
Indiana, and Iowa.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, Oklahoma, UCLA.
And
That's crazy.
all five of them teams had quarterbacks that really helped them in them red zones. Yeah. Damon Wilson or whatever his name is, and Lakamaleva. And the guy at Oklahoma is really good. You know his name, right, Jason?
Yeah, like he's number 10. He's a white dude. He can move. He's injured, but I can't remember his freaking name for whatever reason.
Number 10, and he's a white dude. Is it Heklinski? No. Is his name like Mensa or something? I don't know what it is. He was a big-time transfer.
Mensa's Hispanic, but he's at Miami.
He was a big-time transfer. Paid him a lot of money.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
From years ago. I can't remember his freaking name.
Yeah.
Van loves him. Dang it.
Mhm.
Dean.
What?
And
Van-
then the other picture I sent Dean was where Iowa has 92 wins. There it is.
Yep.
Yeah, 92 wins the last 10 years. And what we ranked like 8th in the nation.
I can't see it because it's kind of blocked by our StreamYard.
StreamYard thing, but
Yeah.
I know it's 92 wins in the last 10 full seasons. That's 9.2 wins a season, people, if you don't know math.
Okay. All righty.
Whether we
Okay.
had an offense or not, whether we had an offensive line or not, we just kept winning.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, you know.
Okay. Skyhawk says with our O-line, it is paramount that we use the QB runs in the red zone. Is it possible that we could start Brown and use Hidlinski to do what the other Sullivan used to do?
I think Jimmy Sullivan's by far the best running quarterback.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we could probably actually see some goal line plays for him.
That
I
would
don't know. I just hand the ball off to LJ Phillips.
be.
That too. You guys haven't even seen him play yet, and already we're crowning him as
I've seen him.
the best running back in the.
Yeah, I've seen plenty. You can YouTube him and watch him run for 1,900 yards last year.
But let's not forget who he ran against.
And then you can look at his scrimmage tapes. Put up a new one today. You know, there he is running over an Iowa defensive back.
Yeah, he literally is running people over on Iowa's defense. Like he doesn't go around you. He goes through.
And you've seen him interviewed, haven't you? He's the only guy. He's the closest I've ever seen to an Iowa player that is built like Bobby Sanders.
He's a little tall.
It's like there's no neck. It just goes from his ears right out to his shoulder blades.
But
or out to his arms. It's like ridiculous.
To bring that up, Dean, he had an offensive line also that was on that level.
Yes. Yes.
So he's going to have this offensive line that's on the Big Ten level to block for him. So, yeah, who he was running against, he probably broke a lot more tackles there than he will here, but he's breaking tackles against our defense. Like, I'm not crowning him as much as I've seen him. And I was like, holy cow, he is bringing it.
Yeah.
As long as he don't fumble.
And is an instinctual position. If you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. So that's a difference also. You can come from other levels to be a running back because you have the talent around you no matter what level you're on, and your instincts will take over as a running back regardless.
Yeah. Okay. Hink is in the house. He says he wants to see Hidlinski start. KF says that Sullivan gets reps. Hopefully it's for third down packages. And Hink says Caden Daughtry starting to set up visits and not feeling confident. So he's not feeling confident that we're actually in the lead for him.
Oh, we're not.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
Isn't that the one that you said that
he's going to Florida State? He's going all over the place.
But we are. Everybody says we're in the lead, but that will shrink. He might visit Vanderbilt and get $1 million, or more than that. He'd get $1 million coming to Iowa, but then basketball players get ridiculous amounts of money.
Right.
Yeah.
Like coaches say that now is once player starts, you don't really know. Well, I think Kirk said it's a business now. So like you really don't, because he could go to Florida State and get a couple million that we can't counter offer, and well, boom, he's gone. So it's regardless what the person says. If you're seeing other teams, he's probably chasing the bag.
Yeah.
So
we don't know. We don't know, but
yeah.
All righty, guys, we got more comments coming. We got more comments. I know that you guys probably get on me every time I read a comment.
No, I just hate it.
Calvin does.
Yeah, I like it because I'm making these guys part of the show and get their stuff out. And I even put a link on that they can come on and talk to us live if they want to. It's right there in front of you guys if you want to do it. Okay, Cyhawk says, I'm really happy to hear String is moving well. Hope he has healthy, productive year. I know that the Big Ten people said he was doing well. Bino says, let's go, heck. Hink says he put out 14 schools, didn't like that. Yeah, that's what I said. When he put out 14 schools, that kind of like, it's like, and Hink is in the house for sure.
Yeah.
There you go. Everybody, welcome to Hink.
How's it going?
Going good.
It's good to hear.
Going.
Yeah. What is it about this show that people come on and then they run off and get married?
Oh, I guess
I
that
just-
includes
I
myself.
I'm happy for you. Congratulations.
Thanks. Yep, it's coming up. Glad I got it in before football season starts.
Oh, yeah. You can't let her pick a date during football season, especially when a Hawkeye game's on.
Nope, banned fall weddings. Told her that right away.
I said the same thing when my wife was picking a date, and we ended up getting married in July, so that worked out great.
Yep, backed it up all the way to football season.
Yeah. Now you were talking about how he put out 14 schools.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
That bothered you. So you're not feeling confident that Iowa's in the lead for him.
No, I'm hearing he moving his visit up.
He's what?
Tom Kakert said his visit's still for the Iowa State game. Somebody posted there that he was moving his visit up, and Kakert said that it wasn't true. He said he's still coming for Iowa State. He's going to Florida State before that. And
right now Iowa program is miles ahead of Florida State, right?
Yeah, Florida State's been horrible in basketball for the last 6 years.
Yeah, and football.
Yeah.
I
Nick
still
Slick
think
wants to congratulate you. He just got married too.
Yeah, I still think Iowa's in the lead for Daughtry until something changes, which could be a bankroll. But people say that Ben has a lot of money behind him now, and I wouldn't
I'm
doubt
hearing
it.
the same thing with him. I think he's loaded. I think he's got the stable ready.
And if we don't get Daughtry, if Daughtry don't commit, they say Jackson Davis is coming in the next week, and Jackson Davis is supposedly favoring Iowa now, and he's a very good point guard that would be around probably longer than Daughtry. He's he's so bad that he's only like the 15th best player in the country.
That's real bad.
It's awful. And then Jalen Davis is coming in the next month. He's always been my favorite one, but
He's a point guard.
he's a 6'3" point guard from Washington.
Well, they'll have a commitment from a point guard probably by the end of start of October would be my guess.
They need one for the future. They certainly do. I'm excited to see what the men's basketball team how they can follow up last year's successful season. Although I did get it right when they finished 10-10 in the Big Ten, I predicted that one.
Yeah. One of my bold predictions was that Ben goes to the Elite Eight for his second year in a row.
He didn't go last year.
Might not happen. We got the Elite Eight last year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Why did I think we stopped
at the Final Four?
Beat Nebraska.
Yeah. Yeah. I when people were asking him about how he was satisfied with the Elite Eight, he goes, "Hell, we should have gone to the Final Four." I like that about a coach.
I feel
no coach speak there, man.
I feel so sorry for Hoiberg and those Nebraska Cornhusker fans. It just breaks my heart. Iowa ruins every season for them.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, I got a question, guys. I don't know if you saw this, but one of the lady basketball players just put out a goodbye and thank you to Husker Nation that she's leaving the team. And But she's already had her 4 years. Is that because of the new ruling that won't allow her to play this year, or what?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Her name is Kelly something. You'd recognize the name if you saw it, but I was just actually shocked to see that she was putting out a goodbye notice now, and she's excited to see where the future takes her. But I mean, I got a feeling that she thought she was planning on playing for him this year, just by the way, because who puts out a goodbye thing a month before practice starts?
It couldn't have been I don't think it could have been a 5th-year deal, unless she went through the WNBA draft or something.
Oh, that's right. I forgot they went back and made they made everybody eligible that didn't go pro.
Yeah, their big center graduated this year. I don't remember what her was that Kelly Fiatowski or something, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know. I'll quit talking. Hey, I seen some bad news, Jason. Jason there?
What do you got?
You know the great wide receiver out there at Sioux City, Grant.
Okay.
Yeah. He was all excited because he got a damn offer from Oregon the other day. Mm-hmm. I was been leading for him.
Yeah.
So he's like one of the top.
He got an offer. It doesn't mean he's going to take it.
I know, but Oregon's different.
Okay.
I mean, Oregon is, but however, they're getting a bad reputation for receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Are they?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, because there's a lot of players going there, and they're not like Casper.
Mm-hmm.
So if
what do they get a bad reputation for paying them too much money or something?
Paying I mean, if they pay him, then yeah, he's going to go, but he's not going to play, and he'll end up transferring from Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather play for no money or sit on the bench with $1 million?
Right. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It depends on what you want.
In the physical condition I am now, sitting on the bench for $1 million. I am not stupid.
Actually, I couldn't sit on the bench for a whole game. I'd have to get out there and play. Actually.
Yeah, if I had to sit on a hard bench the whole game, I'd probably say, "Hey, Kirk, you got some place for me to lay down?"
Yeah. What's the name of that song by John Fogerty? Coach, put me in. I'm ready. That would be me. Coach, put me in. I want to play.
That could even question what we're talking about. We're in love.
Bob Hoffman has another comment. Based on the competition of the first 3 games, we may not know much about this team until we play Michigan. I think that's always been a consensus, don't you guys?
Yeah.
But we'll see how we execute. We'll see. Jason's going to be on our show from now on every time, and Jason's going to comment, that we executed good, right, in the passing game, Jason.
Yeah. And
then I'm going to comment how the offensive line blocked, right, and we're going to learn things, that hey, this quarterback, is kind of getting it. You're going to learn something.
It's clear.
So.
Right. We will talk about it. And I mean, I'm going to review every Iowa game this year on my 5th Down channel. So I'm going to do a reaction to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Those videos will be about 30 minutes long, talking about every Iowa game.
Yeah. But the guy's point was, we're not going to learn anything about them, but we will.
Well,
I don't know. Because
he was going that far, but you and I will learn more than the average fan, I guess, probably what we're talking about. Because I always watch quarterbacks, running backs, and receivers. You watch the offensive line. I mean, it's just we'll end up talking about it on what we saw. But most people watch the game won't really know what's going on until the Michigan game. And then they'll say, well, we got our ass kicked.
But
I think we're going to win that game. I still feel like we're going to win it.
Any casual fan's going to know that if a receiver drops 2 passes in a game, we're going to say, hey, that guy is not catching the ball,
Oh, right.
you know? So the bullets are flying, you know? So.
Yeah, we'll blame it on the quarterback. He threw the ball too hard or didn't put it in a good place to catch it. Okay, did you guys know that Tyler Goodson's still hanging around the NFL?
Oh, hell yes. He had a hell of a game the other night.
That's what this the comment says, that he had a great breakaway touchdown the other night.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was. I honestly, I hadn't heard anything about him, so I just assumed that he was done.
Yeah. If you're a running back, your goal is to at least play 5 years and get that retirement fund.
Yeah.
A lot
Nick
of
Slick
running
says,
backs never play more than that. So
yeah, Nick Slick says Cale Winter is still a walk-on and about to be a starting center in the Big Ten. He'll get his stripes later in the year.
Isn't it awful to come to Iowa as a walk-on? I mean, you could be Dallas Clark, or what a terrible football player. You could be Riley Moss.
Yeah, but here's the deal.
With
NIL now and the revenue sharing.
You could be Bruce Nelson. All these guys make millions.
Listen to me.
I'm answering the guy. Let me finish. Or you could be DJ Vanami. You could be DJ Vanami. You know, it's terrible to be a walk-on.
All right, are you done now?
I am now because you wouldn't let me finish.
Okay, I just wanted to say that a walk-on anymore with the NIL and the revenue sharing now gets their college paid for that way. It's not a scholarship, but they're still getting monies to pay for their college scholarship.
Yeah, my point
is they're no longer paying out of their pocket.
My point is I don't understand the connotation of, oh, he's a walk-on. You know, it's like stupid.
Dean, you asked people to join. Hank joined, and you guys wouldn't even let him talk.
Perfect. I'm kidding, because me and Hank are pretty close, you know. But
Hank was right there, and I was like, "Why did Hank join? You guys wouldn't let him talk." I asked him a question.
Yeah, well, he could have joined it. He could have talked up anytime. I'm sorry, Hank. I apologize.
I think he was trying. I kept hearing something, but you.
Oh, he's got a ball and chain now, so
he wouldn't stop crackling.
He could only be on for 2 minutes, and she jerked him off. You know, get off here.
Or he had a phone call. One of the two. No, my point was I love the guys, but don't care about the money. That's what he was trying to say.
Did you read? You know, I put out Pat Anger's comments on the messenger. Did you read Pat Anger's comments on Cale Winters?
I did not.
He said that he is one super duper center, and just like Logan Jones, you know, and Anger. I didn't know they let Anger watch the practice tapes. Wouldn't that be great to get the all 22 of practice?
I want to read this.
Yep.
You want me to read it? Did you see it?
Hold on.
What are you reading?
Kelvin, you know you can go to Eye in the Sky. Have you been there?
What's Eye in the Sky?
That's the all 22 of football teams of games. You can go to Eye in the Sky YouTube, I believe, and get the all 22 version of the games or whatever.
I know that A&F has always wanted the all 22, and this time they had. You watched it, right? They had the offensive coordinator on, and then they had Seth Wallace on. And when Seth Wallace was on, he's a big fan of him. And Seth Wallace said, "This is what we're going to do. We're going to make your dream come true." And they go, "What?" And he goes, "I'm sending you the all 22 of every game." Because that's what they want.
22? What, you guys explain
that. That's where there's a camera that has all 22 players at once. You can see the whole field.
Oh, that cost?
Well, every team does it to study their own teams, and then they have to share it with their opponents. Part of scouting. That's part of the NCAA rules. But anyway, they're going to let the University of Iowa is going to let A&F have it. You know,
they're good at analyzing stuff play by play.
Free?
Yeah. Because Seth loves them. I think Seth wants them to, but they're both lawyers.
I mean,
I think he wants them both. I think he wants them to come and join the staff.
we're going on 2 hours now, but
Mhm.
A&F,
It just started.
those two kids, college kids or whatever,
They're ex-college football players.
but not at any big school, right? They were just
No, Seth Wallace was never a player at a big school.
My point is, you're talking about those two kids that talk about Iowa sports or football, I guess is their only sport. They had Seth Wallace on their show.
I thought you watched their podcast. I shared it right here on our messenger.
I haven't watched it yet this year. I don't watch it until we start playing games, and then I watch their tape.
They had Tim Lester on for 2 shows. He enjoyed it so much. He said, "I'll do it anytime." And they go, "You want to do another one in a week?" He goes, "Sure." It was his month off that he was up at the cabin where his house caught on fire in Iowa City. And then Seth, Tim told Seth, and Seth came on. So,
Dino, you're so far behind. How'd these guys pass you?
what are you talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking about?
Well, the A&F guys are experts.
The A&F.
You can listen to them guys, and they're different than any other podcast. There's no BS.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm a fan, but I'm not technical. You know, you guys know that.
I know.
And they just tell you what they see. They don't. There's none of this bullshit about Kirk sucks, Kirk calls plays, all that shit.
I just that big.
All right, I'm going to read these last few comments, and we're going to have to start wrapping this up.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay. It says Hink says you were talking over me, Kelvin. Okay, I'm just calling it like it is. I just read it. Okay. Although Cyhawk says Hink doesn't care, and Hink says it doesn't bother me, Cyhawk. And Cyhawk says I'm stoked for the season. Kind of feels exciting, like cliff diving. Could be awesome or tragic.
It hasn't been tragic for well over a decade.
2012.
Yeah. So
okay, and Hink says I'm stoked for the men's basketball season, and so I can see there. We have Dolly Parton has entered the show.
There's Corey.
How you doing, guys? I had to jump on here. You guys are great. I adore every one of you. I just got done.
Hink just said, hang up for a second. Hink says Kelvin wants a 24-hour show. I think that's true.
I don't even Dean will tell you, I don't even want to be on this show. I truly don't. I mean, I never wanted to be on a podcast. So I didn't, and I don't.
I just got done mowing my little putting green in the backyard, and I got my sweaty t-shirt on, but I don't care because I had to get on here. I wanted to, the amount of encyclopedia knowledge that Kelvin comes up with just blows my mind. And I one of these days in a private discussion, I want to know who his sources are, because the guy amazes me. I mean, a lot of it, the Hawkeye history and folklore, that's just him and his fandom for years. But this inside information he's got just is mind blowing.
I had 5 different guys, and a couple of them, they're not media guys. When I say a couple of them are famous guys, you would know their names, but and they're the ones that tell me about when they get to go to practice or go to the media day or whatever. And over the years, the 2 famous guys, it's like, good God, anybody would listen to them. They're not former players or nothing like that. But anyway, and Dean, he's always begging, who are they? Can they come on? If you ever said who they were, they'd quit telling me, Steve.
Right.
Jason
No,
knows.
we
Nobody
Jason knows.
expects you to tell us who they
Yeah,
are.
no
You know.
Jason
zip
knows if
zip.
you got
Yeah,
somebody that's telling you inside stuff. If you say who it is, they're not going to talk to you.
well,
You
actually, Kelvin, if they told us, they'd have to kill us. So
know. I
Oh
think
wait, can I even say that on?
obviously with my life, they must be my health. They must be slow poisoning me.
Yeah, I will say this. One of the reasons why I asked Kelvin to be a part of this show was because of his knowledge and his
I have.
inside information. And same with Jason. I mean, he's got a lot of technical knowledge that he can explain things that's going on the field. That I don't have. Like I said, I'm just a fan here, but I'm lucky enough to bring on some people who know more than I do that can help me out and make
Yeah,
this a better show.
I'd love to be your friend on Facebook, and we would private message. I would
Yeah,
private
no,
message this shit.
I don't. Yeah, I don't get into a lot of the Facebook and stuff, but
You know,
I
just
might have to fire it up. I get on Twitter only because even though Twitter's nasty, it's got a lot of real time, news that.
yeah. I had a lot more fun, really, and I felt a lot better, healthier when I wasn't on this podcast. And all I did, well, I'm serious. You guys don't think this stuff like wears me down, but I had much more fun just being like helping Dean and Jason. Like if I was in the comment section and say, well, so and so's looking good, or so and so, I think this is the greatest Hawkeye quarterbacks or something. I had fun doing that. This is more of I'm serious,
Okay.
I'm not joking, but
Real-
anyway.
Are you Cyhawk then?
Yeah.
He's
So
on. You'll see
so
that face on
I'm an
Corey's show.
Iowa. So I was brainwashed. I had through my dad got remarried, my parents got divorced, and through the second marriage, I had relatives in the Iowa sports organization, and I don't want to mention names, but um, I we got into the locker rooms. I got to shake Hayden Fry's hand, got to shake Chuck Long's hand, got to shake AC Earl's hand, and got into the locker room on several, mostly the winter sports, basketball, but I was brainwashed. And so I said I would never go to Iowa State. Well, wanted to get into golf. And I said, well, I can't go to Iowa State, so I'll go to Southwest Missouri State. Jackie Stiles school down there. And anyway, uh, went down there, tried to make a golf team, missed it by one spot. The second day qualifier got wiped out from a huge storm. We were going to play Payne Stewart's home course, Hickory Hills. And anyway, needless to say, I joined a fraternity, bombed out in my classes. And I said, what am I going to do? I've just thrown it all away here. I hit rock bottom, and what did I do? I went to Iowa State.
Well, my in-laws would love you. They're rich farmers that love Iowa State.
And let me say this. I went to a couple Iowa State football games. The tailgates were fun, but the outcome was depressing. And the basketball was a fun environment, but I worked 50 hours a week during college, so I didn't have a lot of time.
Right.
And I'm grateful. It was a great education, but I'll always be a Hawkeye fan. I got season tickets to the Hawkeyes. I've had for a few years now, and I gave to the Swarm, and I'm it's in my blood. And Kirk Ferentz is he's the reason I'm a Hawkeye fan. McCollum's winning my heart over as
Yeah,
well.
he
I mean,
will.
quickly. But I just I'm proud to be from Iowa. I live in Michigan, and I fight them tooth and nail. Any of them. Michigan's Michigan State. I go after them in the Big Ten championship when they do this. You suck. You suck. You suck. I tell them, you know what? I go up to every one of them. I go, like Mark D'Antonio, who owned you guys, said the pride comes before the fall, and you're about to fall again.
And they
And
did.
so Michigan will fall again because they got their natty, then they got really proud really quick.
Yeah.
And
And
they
I'll give,
cheated to win the Natty.
yeah, right.
In both
And
They did.
so,
It's me cheat again.
yeah,
So are you one of those? Because I've been to a lot of Iowa State tailgates. The fans at Iowa State would get so drunk, like students, they just get drunk and pass out, wouldn't even go into the football stadium. Was that you?
no, what I'm saying, I might have not been clear. So I went only to a couple Iowa State games. I'm a season ticket Iowa Hawkeye.
But when you were at school there, though, is what I was saying.
Yeah, well, so I worked at Ames Golf and Country Club, and then they tried to hire me as their superintendent and take over after they fired my boss, Wayne Van Arendonk. And I said, I will never take a permanent job with you people. You fired a good man. You screwed my boss over. And they said, well, we'll offer you this. I said, I don't care if you offered me $1 million. I'm not working for you.
Yeah.
You screwed over my boss. Now, this was a long time ago.
Go be the superintendent at Harvest Store.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a golf course for you.
The Harvester.
Yeah.
I was in golf. I was at TPC of Michigan. I was at Oakhurst Golf and Country Club in Clarkston, Michigan. A nice Art Hills top 10 private. I got my fill. I worked 90 hours a week. I did well, but then I decided to reintroduce myself to my family. And I'm in sales now, and I'm enjoying it. And I work, 40, 50 hours a week, and I don't work 90 hours a week. And I get to go to my Hawkeye games now. So
He
I'm
drives
very,
all the way from Michigan to every game.
yeah. I mean, I'm not going to make the first home opener.
Oh my
Shamefully,
God.
my mom's turning 80. We're going to go to Colorado and celebrate her 80th birthday. But no, I'm
You're-
stoked. My youngest son, he's 14. He's brainwashed. I mean, he's all Iowa, and he watched Cooper DeJean take that back against Minnesota, and he watched that place light up. He's like, Dad, I'm gonna be a DB,
Well,
and he's like, it's all he, you know,
right.
and
My oldest boy's brainwashed too. Well, his name is Tavian, so his name
no,
he's named after Tavian Banks. So
Mhm.
even though my wife wouldn't let me spell it like Tavian, so we had to spell it Tavien because
Mhm.
she felt that the IAN sounded more like for a girl. So,
Mhm.
which is how Tavian Banks spelled his name was.
I just feel awful that my parents didn't call me Caitlin. You're gonna miss the first game. You're gonna miss LJ Phillips running for 395 yards. You know that?
that's your
300,
prediction.
395. Yeah.
I predict both running backs go well over 100, but
I think Moulton will, first game, Moulton will probably be the starter and
yeah,
rack up quite a bit of
I think
yardage.
in the first couple games actually. But my bold prediction is both Phillips and Bolton go over 1,000. So, but all that depends on the quarterback. That will depend on the quarterback.
The thing that concerns me a little bit is obviously the quarterback experience, but then the other thing is we benefited from Caleb Johnson with those super explosive plays that, as Don Patterson would say, when you can break it and get it into the end zone on a big play, you don't face that compact red zone defense. It's just tough to get it in the end zone. Last year we had Gronowski. What is going to be our solution there? That's my concern because I think that's critical when we get in the red zone, can we still have some efficiency? Not maybe as good as last year, but is Jimmy Sullivan going to be in a package, third down package? Is Hecklinski going to be? And now Kelvin, he
What?
I think
LJ
I think
handed
Phil
off.
answer the bowling ball.
What'd you say about me?
Your response to this, I'm sure, is LJ Phillips. Just give him the ball
I
and let
just,
him
yeah, I
knock
just
the
think that
pins over.
I said that we're going to average 30 was one of my bold predictions, and we would score 40 or more points. Was it 5 or 6 times? I don't know. The first 3
I'm
games,
I,
and
that's
then I said Minnesota, Nebraska, and Wisconsin. But I just think we got so many tools this year. Vanami, again, I think he's going to be this year we'll see the best tight end prospect we've ever had. Diaz, Evans, and Vanderzee and Myers, and that
Phillips.
offensive line.
If you're gonna
and
It's like our quarterback would have to be terrible, and all I'm hearing about is we got some good quarterbacks. We just don't know how they're going to do in games, right? So I don't think we have to worry too much about having a special package.
Hink would like to hear more from Corey and Jason. He also says Todd Bessinger will get a package. Todd Bessinger will
trading.
get a package, Corey.
Oh,
Todd Bessinger.
that's fine with me. And one last thing I want to throw in here is that I came to mind. Jason was touching on a little bit that I kind of align with Jason a little bit on is one thing that I did, and my whole family makes fun of me. I'll sit and rewatch a game several times, and I will watch one position, like whether it's Linderbaum back in the day. I sat during the winter time and I would rewatch every game, and I would watch Linderbaum and only follow the play in with respect to Linderbaum, what he did, what he experienced, and it just adds a whole nother perspective to the game. And it's also gives you a huge amount of respect for how dominant some of these Hawkeye linemen have been. And it gets lost in the shuffle. And the last thing I want to say is, and I'll get out of your hair, otherwise we will be here 24 hours. But um,
Your new
I'm telling
24-hour podcast, 7 days a week. Get your cocaine coffee. Go ahead.
Yep, there you
You'll
go.
need cocaine coffee to stay in there.
That's a good segue. Have you made your segue to the commercial yet? But anyway,
Go ahead.
I think there's, as a fan that likes the X's and O's, I think there's a huge argument and I experienced this at the bowl game last year. We flipped over to an end zone seat over in the sunshine because we were actually freezing, believe it or not. But
In Florida.
yeah, it was crazy. And we went over into the sunny side of life, and it was perfect. But we sitting in the end zone, and I want everybody's take on this, but everybody brags about, I got 50-yard line tickets. To me, the end zone tickets are the best tickets in the house because you get to see the blocking scheme, the alignment, you get to see the spacing, you get to see the actual movement in the play, and the strategy, the tactics of the actual X's and O's, and that's the only way you can see it. I think there's a huge argument that end zone tickets are the best seats in the house. And I wanted your guys' take on that, and I'll get out of here.
You just
and
wish
listen
there was
in.
only one. You just wish that both teams were going towards the same end zone.
No.
That-
Corey, it's hilarious to hear you say this. I'll send you my tickets, my pictures of my tickets. That's my favorite spot, is in the end zone. That's why we got into the Ohio State game right away, and we're sitting in the end zone so I can see. I want to see both ways. So you get one quarter with the defense and the other team's offense coming at you, and you get that's literally my favorite seats. Like I have a picture of the seats that we got, and I like to watch Iowa's offense from behind because I want to see what the receivers are doing, and I want to see what the quarterback is looking at.
Okay, so this is kind of funny. When I go to Kinnick, I sit. I think it's 101 where it's kind of partial end zone, kind of partial not, kind of right there on the corner. And because that's the ones my cousin has for season tickets, and I always borrow hers. But I kind of like that view because then you're just high enough, but you're also low enough that you don't. I don't know. I just like it. I don't look for the same schemes that you guys do, but I love watching the touchdowns develop when you're right there by the end zone. But however, having said that, when Iowa came out here to play UCLA, and I had tickets, we had tickets on the 50-yard line, but about 100 rows up. So.
That's my brother. He brags about, I got sweet tickets at the 50. I said, good. You're never close to any one play ever. It's guaranteed that you'll never be close to one play ever, other than a boring midfield possession. You're not going to see.
Always liked you better than your brother.
But my brother would still have your back, Kelvin, because I love your brother. You're a loyalist, and my brother and I, we go after these people, these Fire Ferentz fools. Oh, we go after them on social media because we just feel like, you know what? You're an unappreciative, spoiled, rotten brat living in your parents' basement. Get out on your own, pay your own rent, and then run your mouth until such time you don't know enough to have an opinion, in my opinion. But
some guy on Facebook today, I put up something, and he goes, I think it was the 92 wins or whatever, and he goes, yeah, another season of mediocrity. We always win 7 or 8 games. And I just thought, when's the last time we won 7 games?
It's been a while.
Why don't you wheel on down the road? Nebraska's not far. They've got national championship history. Then go down there and see what it's like.
Well, they're going to win the national championship this year. I read it on the internet.
Yeah. I was kind of disappointed that somebody they put the fans for the Big Ten in different tiers, and Iowa was like in a mid tier, like for fandom, and it's like, what? We're all crazy.
Right, because they read how they complain about Kirk Ferentz and they think they're bad fans.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that knows, anybody that's played in Kinnick knows what Iowa fandom is all about. And, I'm not saying, let me just say this. So here's an example of Iowa fandom. This was now going on about 8 years ago. I was sitting down in Hopcat in downtown Detroit, and I had 3 girls walk up with Michigan State sweatshirts and this and that on. And they tapped me on the shoulder. I had a Hawkeye thing on, and they said, hey, were you at the Big Ten Championship in 2015? And I said, yeah, I was. Why? You recognize me? And I was joking, but I said, yeah, I was. And I was just stunned that they would, have an interest in some Hawkeye fan in downtown Detroit. And they go, do you remember when you guys made that big long pass play and you scored? And then you did that O-R-I-O-W-A. I said, oh yeah, I had to hold my son's ears. He started crying. It was so loud. I thought the roof was going to blow off. And the girls looked at me and she looked at the other 2 girls and she goes, yeah, holy shit. She said, I have never heard a stadium so loud in all my life. And I go to every game. She said, that was the loudest noise I've ever heard in my life, was those Iowa fans after that big long pass play. It was the 85-yard pass to Tavon Smith. And And I said, well, there was a lot of pent up frustration, uh, in that game offensively. Michigan State had bottled up a lot of tension in Hawkeyes fans, and we were waiting for something to break because normally it's 2 yards in a cloud of dust, but eventually we break something, and we ended up being play action fake.
I'd have told them three girls I was Jack Campbell's dad.
All righty, guys.
They love Jack Campbell around these parts.
I know, that's why I said that.
Yeah, and the GM for the Lions, and a lot of podcasters are like, they talk about the GM for the Lions. He goes, a lot of times they'll say, these Lions, the administration, the GM for the Lions and the coach of the Lions, man, they love their Hawkeyes. They certainly do love their Hawkeyes, and we see why. They just come to work, and they're all about football. You don't have to worry about drama and all this. And that said, I'll end with this. Has anybody heard anything on Sam Laporta? He had a deep hip bruise or something, and I haven't really been paying attention.
I thought he hurt his back.
I think he took a shot to the hip that was.
I hope he is healthy and plays this year, because this is a contract year.
Yeah,
they're going to make a decision. Same thing with Riley Moss with the Denver. He got hurt. I hope he comes back and plays. These contract years are very tricky in the NFL with these salary caps.
What's going on with Sam Laporta?
Laporta is the face of the Lions in many respects, like one of the biggest credit unions around Metro Detroit. He's the face of Genesis Credit Union. And they had a meet and greet. And I'm so mad that I was gone. I couldn't take my kids there. But Sam Laporta is a fan favorite around this town for sure.
You'll be glad to know that
salary pinch.
You'll be glad to know that he's at full practice now.
He's practicing now.
He's at full practice right now.
Wow.
As of yesterday, he's fully practicing again.
Good.
That's
okay. I just Googled it, guys. You asked the question, I'll Google it. But hey, as long as I got the floor, it's time to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I tried wrapping it up about a half hour ago, but I never get away with getting it off of.
Well, I'm glad Corey came on. I wish he'd come on at the start of the show, but he's probably too busy with his sales.
I tell you guys, I've got so much excitement and nervous energy about this season. There's so much potential, yet there's a lot of risk, on this team, and so it's going to be an exciting pins and needles season. I think.
Guys, it's 9 days and a wake up. 9 days and a wake up. And I want to count, even though there's probably nobody really playing tomorrow. Tomorrow kicks off the football season officially for college sports. And I don't know why they call it week 0, because it's so stupid. They should call it week 1. And then everybody just says, hey, not everybody's going to play on week 1.
I don't think there's games tomorrow. I think all the games start Saturday.
I was thinking that there's Thursday games.
I don't think so.
Hey, I hope Dean, if Jason, I hope is going to be on all the time. I hope Dean gets Jason's picks. We did our picks the last show, so for week 0 games.
Oh, well, watch
so my privately. Show. We can get them. Dean, you can give them to Dean, and we just picked every game.
Any college football games on Thursday?
To Dean's credit, or I'll back Dean on this. I don't know why, but in my mind, I was thinking Thursday night was going to be North Carolina against TCU, and maybe I'm wrong.
There are several FCS college football games scheduled for Thursday, August 27th, to kick 0 week off. And would you like to know those games? Mercyhurst at Youngstown State, Maine at Towson, Virginia Lynchburg at Hampton, Stony Brook at Delaware State, Old Dominion at Morehead State, Lafayette at Georgetown. Who knew that they had a football team? Anyway, Central Arkansas at UT Martin, and LIU at North Dakota. Guys, most of those games are on. Most of those games are on ESPN Plus, so find your subscription now.
I got a lot of money on that Long Island University game.
Guys, that's not even fun. I mean, I'll just watch to watch some college football, but
and
there's nothing there exciting there.
Well, you don't know though. There might be a transfer for next year that we could pick up. So we got to do our scouting here.
Youngstown State was always a power. You know, they were always playing for the national championship against UNI and stuff. That's where Ron Jaworski, the Polish rifle, came from.
Then that coach goes to Ohio State. I won't mention his name either, and won a national title cheating. That's when Youngstown State was winning. Bo Pelini couldn't win at Youngstown State, though, the same way this Ohio State coach did. You guys know.
And didn't his son coach defense for Michigan State, I think? I don't know where he's at now.
Tressel's son coaches someplace now.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know at Michigan State or
maybe he can go to LSU so Hackwell can really hate LSU.
I
like King's comment. We're going to close on his comment. I am out just talking over everyone here. Perfect comment for tonight.
I'm just glad T. Hink got off, so I got to talk to Corey.
Hey, guys, if you think this is talking over each other, if you want to follow the Fever, you follow Courtside. He's a Fever Caitlin Clark fan, and Courtside, if you search it on YouTube, this guy has 9 people talking all at the same time for like 3 hours. You can't decipher what any one person said. They're just all talking over each other. 9 people the whole time.
They don't even and they're like showing the Fever game live. You know, if I can't get it, you can turn into that live wire, whatever it is with him. And they talk about their children at home and they talk about Dolly Parton dying or something while the Fever are playing. You know.
Holy cow. Can you believe that?
Holy Toledo.
How about watching an NFL game or a college game where the game is going on and the announcers are sitting there talking about everything but the game? Anyway, go ahead, Jason.
He wants off.
I'm just looking at the wife, and Dean says he wants off, and then Dean keeps going.
We're ready to go. We're gonna call it.
Everything is Calvin's fault.
Yeah.
And Dean, I got to look you up. I'll be in 101. That's my tickets. Section 101, row 12, seats 16, 17. So
you're down low, man. I think I'm like, actually, I don't remember but we're not, when you come in, you go down, but only about 5 or 6 rows.
I go down like 20, I think. But
that's a far cry though. That's a far cry at the Rose Bowl before I had my knee surgery, and I walk out and I'm going about 90 rows up at Rose Bowl, and I'm going, what? I can't make it up that far. It killed me. Anyway.
Go Hawks!
A fun fact.
You leaving already?
To get this to 24 hours, a fun fact. Ron Livingston, the actor Ron Livingston? He went to Marion High School. He was in Office Space, the movie. He was dating Jennifer Aniston in the Office Space movie.
I don't remember that movie
maybe
at all.
You don't. Anyway,
I don't.
Ron Livingston was at the Rose Bowl, and I got to run into Ron Livingston out at the Rose Bowl when Iowa played at the Rose Bowl the last time, and his brother was in my class. But anyway,
I kept looking for stars when I was.
I lost all audio. It's a good time to to call it quits, but go Hawks. Thank you guys. Have a great
Bye.
night.
Bye.